Log recording 4:57 in the morning. It's still the 10th of November 2023. We were John C. Roseman in California. I would say Happy Veterans Day, but unfortunately to me it's not a Happy Veterans Day. In dealing with my brother as a veteran, it would mean something to him for me to remember him by as a veteran. A Navy man. I was trying to make an indication in one of my videos that we had the Veterans Wall, the Vietnam floating wall, shall I call it. It goes from community to community to community represented. We have it here every once in a while in the Antelope Valley, sometimes in Lancaster, sometimes in Palmdale, and this time it came up here in Roseman. We had a veterans group out here, fought like hell trying to get it up here because we have a lot of veterans over here. It means something to them. It means something to the community as well. My brother and I took a trip over to Palmdale when it was over there, the Palmdale Amphitheater, and we saw the living wall. And my brother had a chance to talk to the vets out there. Got himself a zippered sweater, which I got myself something, but I didn't. That was a mistake. But I didn't think it was right for me to wear it because I wasn't a veteran. I still have it somewhere. Can't fit into it, but I still have it. My brother was important to me. Very important. I wish I could have celebrated him more in life concerning about veterans and military. My brother wanted that. He wanted people to know he was a veteran. He was damn proud of it. Just give me one minute. Somewhere in this apartment, I've got his vests that he wore out outside. They're buried around here somewhere, and I don't even know where the hell they are. However, let me show you the picture. That's my big brother, David Shaw. I want you guys to see this. He was very proud of that vest, but very proud of what the hell he did. See him? And what was in his pocket? That's my big brother. God rest his soul. Said before, somewhere in here, I've got those buried. I don't know where the hell they are. I never got rid of them. I just can't. I just don't know where the hell they are, or don't even have access to them. But he'd wear that around town. Whenever we go on trips, just by ourselves. He had that specially made when he got patches from different places, mail order. But he wore them proudly because he served and he was in the he was in the Navy and he was a Navy SEAL. Why is that difficult for me to say? Because I know there's people out there with the stolen valor stuff going on that would probably claim my brother was never a SEAL, but he was a SEAL. All our records that we actually had, long gone, unfortunately. Long story on him. You know, he went into the Navy in '77. Went through a class, and the story was, well, a week in orientation, he punched out his company commander. Apparently, he pushed him too far. Don't insult the mama. David was very sensitive about that. Anyway, he ended up in the brig. The company commander, a gentleman named of Wired, had his jaw dislocated. My brother did a strike, a martial arts strike with a hand, went up, broke his jaw. He had to spend, the Wired had to spend months after having reconstructive surgery for rehab, and then got put into the fleet. Started having his term in there. Never did see David again. There was another company commander called Jefferson. I saw potential in my brother. Didn't want to lose it. While my brother was recovering from getting jumped on by the other company commanders and other petty officers in the place, and then got slammed into the brig, they were going to discharge my brother on a dishonorable because of the strike he did. But there was also a SEAL commander on board. And he saw my brother. He saw potential. Gave my brother two options: dishonorable or do 3 phases of SEAL training. I actually did meet one of my brother's SEAL buddies in there. Mike Gerbrock. Mike was cool. I was a small kid. I'm seeing this tall guy here. Wiry. Then. This is your friend, Dave? Hi, Johnny. How you doing? Hi, who you? I'm Mike. How you doing? When David survived his 3 phases ordeal in the training in the SEALs, this was in the island of Coronado. They have a SEAL training base at the time. But also the Navy had their own Navy recruit training center, along with the Marines. Had it over there too. My brother would be doing his training across the ways. He was in time for graduation for his regular class. An uncle of mine who lived out in San Diego, I think I spoke about this one somewhere in the wind logs on this one. He was the only one who saw my brother graduate out of the SEALs. My brother had his Budweiser pinned to his chest. Before he passed away, he still looked as if he still had the pinholes in his chest. Healed over, freckled, but they were still there before he died. It was kind of hard every time I kept seeing the military folks around these days. Right after David died. It was hard as hell for me to deal with it because I'm still dealing with my brother's death. It's been 5 years and I still can't deal with it. What happened on that day of days of September 8th? My brother wakes me up in the middle of early in the morning, telling me he can't breathe. He had already been suffering through multiple transischemic attacks, so it was taking out his maneuverability, it was taking out his communication, and it was pissing him off. You take out his communication, man, that's it. Can't tell me what the hell to do or anything else like that, but it pisses him off. He developed aphasia during that time. But this time he was clear. He needed any help. He was having a hard time breathing. I called 911 on him. Get the area cleared out so they can get to him. And I get his go bag. I'm making the usual calls in the ambulance. Keep this in mind, Ed. I've been doing this thing for a few years with my brother. Every once in a while, he would have issues with his heart, not with his breathing. So there was a procedure I followed all the time. You're in the ambulance. You call home, you call for a ride back home to take care of things. Once I had my brother established at the hospital, I'd come back later to take care of him or whatever. Not this trip. It felt like hell in the back, and I didn't even hear it. It just vapor locked. The next thing I know is I go around to the front entrance of Antelope Valley Hospital to the emergency area. Wait till I get escorted. And then he's not yelling or screaming or anything. He's lying there like a piece of meat. And the only thing I could do is yell and scream at the damn guy. I almost got thrown out by security. How the hell am I supposed to be able to react during that time? My brother just passed away in front of me and I'm supposed to keep it together? You kidding me? To make a shock, I had to have to survive on my own? I had to survive on my own. Some days I wake up and I would think that. Other days I'm just on an automatic routine and just wake up and sometimes expect him to be there, but he's not there. It was one thing when David and me were trying to deal with Mama's death back in 2013, but every day I wake up and I have to realize Dave's not here anymore. I can't associate myself with the military these days as much as I used to. Dave and I would go over to air shows. We're a lot younger and we're still living in the San Fernando Valley. They would have the air shows out there once in a great while. El Toro once, actually. Point Hueneme a couple of times at the airbase. CB days once. Dave and I had been to a few stand downs. When they had the stand downs out here, it's like military veterans gathering with each other. Just to shoot the shit, so to speak. There'd be breakfasts happening at Crazy Autos on Avenue I, out in Lancaster. Certain days of the month that the veterans would gather and talk and enjoy breakfast and enjoy each other's company. Or maybe not. That's where my brother met some of the people who were in the community and vouched for my brother before they passed. So it made my brother feel part of what he missed. Me being a civilian who never served and never had the opportunity to serve because of medical conditions, I would never be part of that community. It would always be part of them. I enjoyed the breakfast and enjoyed the company. I still felt like an outsider. But it still hurt like hell every time there was Veterans Day because my brother would be out there. throw his vest on and show the world who the hell he was. There was a condition in the Navy decades ago that he couldn't throw any military garb on. You know, like a military uniform with pins and all over it and wards and everything else. They took that away from him. But my brother managed to hold on. His Budweiser and jump wings. Some people will look at them as just things to wear and think they're part of the military. My brother's pins are up there, sealed in box. I would never touch them ever again. I would never touch them. Those are my brothers. I don't know what happens after I die, but those were my brothers. To other people, it may be stolen valor. My brother. It wasn't stolen valor when he wore them. Sorry, I'm dealing with bug war. Cockroaches all over the damn place. They're waking up even worse. Stolen valor, I know some of those groups out there are looking for people who pretend that they're military and get away with things. I don't do that. I honor the community and I honor my brother too damn much. I ain't putting that shit on. It's one thing I put on the Star Trek stuff. I know who I am in that one. I was born the same year Star Trek was, 1966. The problem is, Starfleet's not real. At least not to some of us anyway. And I know that the military wants to have its valor pristine as much as possible. The veterans who actually served wear their stuff proudly. My brother wore his stuff proudly because he had served. I am just observer. I'm just family. I can never be part of that family. Veterans Day, every kind of Veterans Day of sorts, Memorial Day, days of those were important to my brother. July 4th comes out, I bring out the flag. I know I should have the flag out honoring my brother. It just hurts like a son of a bitch. It hurts too damn badly. He had a coffee mug I packed away. I didn't want to use it. Use my own mugs. My brother would probably be upset about it. But to me, they're his. I didn't want to put him away in a box and just forget about him. I wanted to put him where I could see him every single day. I didn't want to wear anything of his. Well, we did exchange clothing time to time. I'd wear his when he couldn't wear his pants or wear his shirts. I would wear a few of them. But I had an issue over it. I had an issue over it. After he's gone, there was a few things I did throw in with him to get cremated I'll never see again. But his vests, yeah, those I kept. If I could find him, maybe I could donate him to a VFW. Have him display it. He had served with distinction in my book. There are long stories I've talked about my brother, about what happened in my wind files. I just have a hard time when Veteran Day comes up and it's holiday season and it gets too much to me. It's hard as hell for me just to deal with it on a day by day basis. Some people probably think you got to have a better outlook in life. Well, shit, they're not me. They haven't walked through my shoes, so I don't judge them on that one. So don't judge my ass on this one. You haven't lived my life, nor have I lived yours. Granted, I call myself a fool and idiot if I had to. I can denigrate myself with the best of them. But the thing is, if I happen to compliment myself as being my brother, being a brother to a seal, literally, or just a baby brother to his big brother. Yeah, you hadn't walked in my shoes, so you don't know. You don't know.